Hey guys, this is Coach Allen, and Coach Christian and I are going to take you through an at-home vertical jump workout.
Awesome, guys. Before we even begin to maximize our jumping ability, we have to ensure that our landing mechanics are appropriate and optimized, right? I will do this drill here probably about 5 reps, 3 rounds, 2 to 3 times a week, depending on where you're at in your cycle, right? As I'm stepping on here, I want to ensure that my hands and my hips are in the appropriate position as I'm landing. So as I step off, I'm ensuring that my hips are loaded back behind me and my hands are throwing back. We'll see and understand why as this drill continues to progress. But again, as I'm stepping off, soft bend in the knees and my hands are throwing back right as I contact here with the ground, right?
How high should the box be?
The box, really over time, that's a great way to kind of progress yourself, right? As the box continues to get higher, there's higher amounts of forces, there's more amount of stability that your body needs to be able to build so that we don't have, right, as I step off, I don't have an earthquake. Every single time we make contact with the ground, our body, lower body and upper body is both super stable.
Perfect. And I know we're on an artificial turf here. What's the ideal surface to land on?
For a basketball player, we want to try to mimic the game as much as we can. Let's get into a flat surface that does not have any type of turf. Something that has the same type of feedback like a court would have.
Perfect.
Right now, as we progress, we start to get a little bit better. We can easily increase the box, right? A simple way to increase. But if we're looking for another drill to still stay at the same height, now we're gonna add an actual plyometric in the jumping aspect, right? So as I'm now landing, I'm going here to the ball of my foot. So now my heels are coming off the ground. My hands are still in the same ready position, but now I'm building the ankle stiffness at a specific angle, an angle that we jump off of on a very common basis, right? So again, stepping off, hips back, my belly and my core is nice and tight as my heels are slightly here off the ground.
And this is the second part of the progression.
This is the second part of the progression. The first part would be feet flat. Second part would be onto the ball of the foot, not the tippy toes, the ball of the foot. And then the last portion is actually adding the jump in, right? So as I'm now here, this is where the hands become very important. My hands are already gonna start to toss back, hop on up, and then once I make that first contact, I'm minimizing the amount of time that I'm on the ground. I want to get up rather than jumping horizontally. Again, I'll step off, hands back, still sticking that second landing. Again, I would complete about 5 reps. If you get to rep number 4 or 5 and you're very fatigued, then by all means, take some time off, let your body recover, and let's get at least 3 sets in of solid reps every single time.
So 5 reps of the flat foot landing,
Yep.
5 reps of heel slightly up, and then 5 reps of the actual jump.
Exactly.
That would be 1 set, go through that 3 times.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Awesome. So once you get done with those 3 progressions right there, the next thing that we're going to get into is a non-counter movement jump. A lot of us, right, in basketball are very used to utilizing the stretch before we come up and produce force. But what we need to get better at if we want to become a better jumper is utilizing the jump without using the stretch. So what does that look like? I got my feet here in this ready position. I'm gonna set my hips back and put my hamstrings on a nice tight amount of tension. From there, I got my hands back, so I'm loaded. As I jump here, I don't want to bend and drop anymore using it for a stretch. This is my back position. I'm now gonna utilize my ankles to get up and then stick that landing. Again, very important. Many of us are used to loading and then jumping right away. Let's pause for a second. Let's build tension here for 3 seconds. Utilize the ankles and then get back down. Again, we're thinking about 5 reps here, taking enough time in between each rep. If you're breathing heavily, take some time to rest. 5 reps, 3 rounds, doing this about 2 to 3 times a week.
Love it. And then how about something from a strength standpoint? Do you have a strength movement you'd like to do?
100%, 100%.
Cool.
So now what we're gonna utilize is now we're gonna start utilizing the stance, the split stance, right? A lot of the basketball game is played in this split stance or on a single leg. So what we're gonna utilize here is just my one leg. If I can maximize how well and how efficient one leg is jumping and landing, then I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that's gonna help me ensure that my 2 feet jump or my single leg jump is gonna be maximized. So I'm here, this heel is up, the majority of my weight is in my front foot. I'm gonna load back again into this tight position for my backside. Now as I'm here, my arms are tight, my hamstrings are tight, I take off, land. And again, 90 to 95% of the weight is still here in this single leg, okay? Then up, load, up, land. Again, I'm thinking 5 reps on one leg. Same thing, 5 reps on the next leg. And we're thinking 3 rounds here of these movements 2 to 3 times a week.
So do you want them, when we have the first progression that has the 3 parts, do you want them to do all of that first and then move to number 2 and number 3, or kind of do it in a circle? Okay.
Exactly. So you can finish your 3 rounds for the first 3 progressions.
Yep.
Then move into your non-counter movement jumps for 3 rounds. And then you would finish the last 3 rounds with this split stance right here.
Gotcha. And we're doing this in season, off season. When are we incorporating this in?
Yeah. Really the best time to do it is off season, early off season, right? But of course, a great way to not load up the joints and tissue so much is doing the non-counter movement jumps. So the stuff that does not have a stretch, that actually be great for in season. Still wanting to maximize your jumping ability, but not having to produce as much force and as much wear and tear on the joints and soft tissue.
And then last question, if they're doing some more traditional strength work, squats and deadlifts, do you do this before, or would you rather them do this after?
Yeah, great question. I would say a lot of the landing stuff is great to do right before.
Yeah.
Right before your workout, because you're acclimating your body to high amounts of forces and also a lot of stability. Right? When we get under a bar, when we're lifting a lot of weight, that's usually what we are lacking, appropriate amounts of stability. Now the plyometric aspect, the quick jump, the quick reaction stuff, that could be greatly inputted in between your heavy lifts and your heavy sets, but just again, always ensuring, because the quality of the outputs are always there, that our rest times are taken into account, and we do have enough rest where we can still hold a conversation and not be breathing heavily.
Love it. Well, there you go, guys. There's a at-home vertical jump workout that you can interject in and around the rest of your training program to improve your hops and improve your bounce any time of year.